it's great to be a human jukebox with a guitar. You know, if you're at a party, if you're at a gathering, wherever you're at, if you can pick up the guitar and play the songs that people all know and love, then that's a good thing. And a lot of the times that is what we aim to do, especially when we're first starting to play guitar, is to be able to play the songs that we know and love, the songs that made us want to pick up guitar in the first place. But what's really cool is if you can take those songs and make them your own. And I don't mean by stealing them and saying that you wrote them. I've never done that. I haven't. But is to take these songs and embellish them and bring your own thing to the table. Alright, so I'm going to show you how you can do that, how you can express yourself through other songs. You know, and there's nothing nicer when you hear that. You hear somebody play a song that you love, but it's different and it sounds really cool, and you realise that they've come up with some cool stuff themselves to add into it, which is impressive, but it's not that difficult, and I'm going to show you exactly how we do that today. Now, I'm going to use a song that we all love, well, I love it anyway, I hope you do, called Stand By Me, as an example, because we've got 4 chords that are really used a lot, that we can, so you can take this stuff and apply it to other songs. We've got a G, an E minor, a C and a D. And I'm going to show you lots of different things that we can do in each chord to embellish it, add in some fills, some licks, some melodies that will make it sound different every single time you play it. Okay, so we're going to get right into it. Now, also, if you want to do me to do any other songs or do this kind of lesson in another context, let me know in the comments if there's any other songs you'd like to hear me play and embellish and show you some cool stuff with. Because once you start doing this, guys, and I teach my students this all the time, you build a muscle memory around the scale, around the open chords, and you start to be able to do this effortlessly and naturally. So what we're going to do first is just go through the chord progression, alright? So we need to know how much time and space we have between each chord to pull out a lick and fill. Okay, so we're going to start off with G, and I'm going to count the bars. Okay, so there's 4 beats in a bar, and yeah, make sure you've got your guitar, and let's do this with me. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. G, 2, 3, 4. G, 2, 3, 4. E minor, 2, 3, 4. E minor, 2, 3, 4. C, 2, 3, 4. D, 2, 3, 4. G, 2, 3, 4. G, 2, 3, 4. So when we strum that chord, right, you can hear there's a lot of space there that we can use for licks and fills, especially if we just use one strum. And instead of strumming, we fill it in with little cool picky stuff. Alright, and that's what I'm going to show you how to do. So there's different things we could do. We could use different scales. We could use the major scale. But to keep it simple, I'm going to show you my go-to pentatonic shape that I would use for this. So I'm going to be using G major pentatonic, and I'm going to use this particular run here. Okay, so we're going to start here on the low E. I'm going to go 0, 3, 0, 2, 0, 2, 0, 2, 4, 3, 5, 3, 5. So I didn't use like the whole pentatonic and up and down this way vertically, because I generally use the notes that are accessible for my fingers around each chord. So that'll make sense in a minute. So just go through this with me. I want us to climb up and down the scale. So we're going to go 0, 3, 0, 2, 0, 2, 0, 2, 4, 3, 5, 3, 5, and then back again. Okay, so they are the notes we've got to work with, and we can do a lot of cool things with those notes. We also have this little note here behind G, okay, 2, which I do use quite a bit, especially if I want to create a bass line kind of thing going, which we're not really going to do here, but I'm going to show you very quickly anyway. For Stand By Me purposes, we could just target the bass notes G, E for E minor, C here on the 3rd fret, so just the top note of each chord, and then D. and play around with these notes like this. 3, 2, 3, 3, 2, 0, 0, 0, 0, 2, 3, 0, 2, 0. Then if you stand by me, really. Alright, but that's not what we're doing, it's just an idea, and you can implement that into the song as well. But what I really want to be doing is showing you the different notes that we have around each chord. So we're going to kick it off with the daddy of all licks, one that we need to address if we're in the key of G, that gets played all the time by me and pretty much every band on the planet, and it goes like this. Alright, and we could play that around every chord. So what we're doing here, we're taking the middle finger up to 4, from 2 to 4, 3 on the B, middle finger from 2 to 4, index finger on 3, middle finger back on 4, slide back down to 2, and make sure you keep that pressure in to the fretboard with the slide. Open, 2, open on the D, and then on the G, right? Alright, so right away you've got a lick that you can just bash out when you're playing with those chords and just adjust it to whatever tempo you need, what you have. But we're just going to use that lick once. We're going to use that to kick it off. Because when I'm in a G, what I really like to do is use my index finger. The index finger can be used for many good... I'm just going to stop right there. The index finger can be used in the 2nd fret when we are on the A, D, and the G. Alright, it's really, really accessible, right? Your finger's right there. So get used to moving that finger around there, right? And just experiment with that. So we're just hammering on the A, for example. Hammer on the D and the G. And then what else you can do is you can start to hit the notes underneath it. And it gives you this little double stop kind of thing going on, right? Where you're getting 2 strings and getting a really beefier sound. And a kind of cool thing that I like to do, this is one of my favourite moves, is if I hammer on 2 in the A, and then I get the D, but I also get the G, then open again, and then back to 2. Start again. Then in E minor. Okay, so we'll keep that one for G now. And then with E minor, let's try something a little bit different. Let's try some other notes of the scale. I could try... It's a little bit fast, right? But let's try and go with it, right? We're getting 3, 1, open. And I'm taking this kind of note from the major scale, so I'm cheating a little bit, right? But this is the C note, which is lovely to play when we're getting into a C. Could even pull off here. I get 3, 1, open, 2, open. And then what I love to do, what you really want to think about is strategically getting into the next chord. So if I land here with my middle finger, it allows me to go in to C very easily. I could pull off as well. But I need to work on the timing with that. Let's just keep it simple. So far we've got this. Alright, then we're into the C. Now, we've only got a very, very quick time in C. Alright, we need to be in and out. So, we can just do a quick... something like that, right? We can take our middle finger, hammer on the D. It's the exact same thing with G, actually. But I note down. Middle finger. Hammer on 2. I'm getting it twice. Hammer on G, again getting that note underneath it. And then back. Another thing you could do if that's a little bit difficult I can do something very simple like that, where I strum down, and then I take my first finger off, and then get that B note, and climb up, and then a D, and then I can just use my pinky and my middle finger. I can take them off like that, just play around with that. And then G. And then start it again, like this. There you have it, guys. I hope that all made sense. I hope you enjoyed that lesson. So take care. Remember, if you want to work with me privately, you can up here. And if you enjoyed this lesson, make sure you subscribe and you like the video and all that. It really means a lot. So take it easy, guys. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.